A cell phone is even worse, so I'll answer both of those questions. We usually have a few minutes before we start, and we were answering questions for those of you who have just joined us. And the idea was we were looking for allergies, or to look at allergies this week, and we can use an allergy program, or we can use a test. So Karen is going to be our guinea pig. So go find something electrical that bothers you, and don't go around it yet. Just have it ready, because we're going to test it.
I'm not at my own house right now. I'm at my son's house.
There's something there that...
It feels like where I'm sitting right now is very charged.
Okay, we'll find a place that's not charged, or we're not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to do it both ways.
Okay, I'll see what I can do then.
Well, let me see if there's somebody else that will volunteer to eat bread or chocolate or something so that we can go ahead and test it. Do we have any other volunteers that'll go eat something unusual that we can test? Okay, well, we're getting all of that set up. I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop. And this is happy hour. Glad you could be here. Let me make sure we are recording, and we are. We put this on for people every other week. Now, in the meantime, the session that we did on the live week is run for an additional week recorded. So if you're on the show and you want to have people hear about you and what you're doing, then you can refer them over to the recording and they can listen to the show. Or if you think it's a great and wonderful show, put it on your Facebook and let other people know about it. But we do this for several reasons. One, just to introduce people to the idea of vocal profiling. Another reason is to give your clients a way to come and have their voice done without them paying you, because we just do cursory things here, or kind of cursory things, just to give people an idea of what's going on. We are sponsored by the Institute of Bioacoustic Biology and Sound Health, and we are here. Karen, I'm getting a little feedback, so I'm going to mute your mic for right now. We are here in the Institute to help people with ideas, ideas and tools, I guess I would say, to help them live a more authentic life and to live a self-responsible life. So we're trying to get this information out to the public. We're hoping that once you look at this and listen to it, then you'll get the idea, then you can take our free classes and get some free software and begin to use this in a professional manner and open a bioacoustic center in your community. Joan has her hand up. Let me see what Joan needs. You're unmuted, Joan. Go ahead and talk to us. Hello, Joan. Well, my switchboard says you're not talking to us. Do you want to write me a little note? If you can't get your mic to work? Okay, I'm going to put in the tech support for everyone because I think Joan is having a little bit of problems with her microphone. And I'm going to go turn on the light here. I've been sitting here all afternoon because I can't see the keyboard. So hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Joan, I still don't see that you have a microphone, so you might want to type me a little message. All of you can talk to each other just by clicking on someone's name, right-clicking, and go down the chat and talk to each other. it's always interesting to see who meets here. We've had one marriage happen, a couple partnerships that happen, so this is good. So we're going to be using, in the beginning, if we could get Joan here, who has her hand up, but isn't speaking. She has a mic. Karen, I can hear, I think I can hear you.
I was speaking before, now I am again.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you so Joan can speak a minute. Okay, Joan is not coming up here. There are a couple of things that we share with people, and this is probably going to be on our website tomorrow. We have a passage from the Velveteen Rabbit that we have had tested, and it's real simple. Well, that's not it. What's real? Asked the rabbit one day. Anything that you think is simple enough to read, you can use as a stable piece of information. So what we would do normally, George, I can't get Joan to talk. Oh, let me give Joan my phone number and see if she'll come in. Because she's volunteered, I think, to eat chocolate. We're just going to see how she does with chocolate. And Karen, we're going to come back to you to do a more complicated evaluation. So Joan, there's the phone number. If you can't get your mic to work, go ahead and call me and we'll do it that way. So the whole idea here, we're going to do two different kinds of vocal prints. One is time domain, and that's the nano voice. The nano voice is free online. You can get it from NANO voice. Is this you, Joan?
Yes, I am.
Okay. nanovoice.org. Just hold on a second there. Now, nano voice and invoice look very much the same, except when we do invoice, you get 4 or 5 pages of information. But for this one, we're just going to do the short one, nano voice. So I'm going to open this. What are you going to be eating for us, Joan? Chocolate?
If you want me to eat chocolate, which I'm not sure on that one. I know that I'm reacting to wheat right now.
Okay. Have you eaten wheat today?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to eat wheat and get sick for us?
I won't get sick. I don't react anaphylactically to wheat. It's just that I've been tested recently with muscle testing.
Well, we should also look at your methionine and glutathione, so I'll teach you how to do that as we go along. Can you see the Velveteen Rabbit here? Can you read that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open this. I'm going to put in Joan M.
Let me turn the air conditioning on so it's not making noise.
Okay, but you haven't eaten the wheat yet, right?
No, I haven't.
Great. Okay, go ahead. So we're going to look at wheat, and when you look at GMOs, and that we do have an article that we'll probably send out to all of you in the morning, the GMO article, and we'll send out the rabbit, unless you don't want it, and you tell me that I don't want to be sending you something that you really don't want. So the article about GMOs is about how Monsanto took taurine and glutathione out of bread and made us all allergic to it or sensitive to it. Now, allergic is really, you got a bad reaction. Anaphylactic shock, cough, can't breathe, something like that. A sensitivity, just bloating, you don't feel well. So the GMO article will show you how your body is reacting biochemically, or I should say bioacoustically, as we look at all of this. And the other one is just the Velveteen Rabbit that we'll send to you, and we're going to use this as a control. And go ahead and test Joan on the wheat. We're going to take one print, and then we're going to have her go eat the wheat, and then come back in about 20 minutes, and we'll take the test again. Okay.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Were you off the phone or did I disappear?
I was off the phone. I was trying to get to air conditioning system shut down because it makes a lot of background noise.
Okay, we were just talking about GMOs and how GMOs mess up people and cause wheat allergies.
I try to avoid those except when I'm out in restaurants, which is difficult now and eating wheat.
It is very hard to get off wheat, but one of the things you can do is use phosphatidal, PHOSPHYTIDAL, phosphatidal serine. And I will show you why that's important in just a few minutes. So we're going to take your vocal print. You're going to go eat the wheat and come back maybe in 20 minutes. It's 6:10 now, so we'll bring you back at 6:30 after we do some things with Karen about her electrical issues. Okay, I'm going to see if I can have all of this on here. I don't have a big enough screen, I don't believe. Okay, to use the little Nano Voice, which is free, and there's a 2-hour class there and a little textbook there, it tells you to hit the microphone button, and we are using my microphone is gone. Good grief. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go get another microphone. It is just totally not here. Be back in a minute. And I am using a little Dynex mic. Sorry about that. I should have been more aware, but nobody ever takes this thing. It just wasn't something I ever ran into before. It didn't even occur to me to check.
Now, is Nano Voice and autoplay something covering much of the velvet wrapper?
Just start over. If you get to the end, it's just I'll run it again and you can just start over as we watch, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead.
What is real? Asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side in the nursery tender before Nana came to tidy the room. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Realism, how you are. Hey, said the skin horse, it's a thing that happens to you. And the child loves you for a long, long time. Not just to play, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, that he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up? He asked. Yes, I did. Or if I did. It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. Okay. We have 526 hits. This stops automatically. We should put on here pre-rabbit. So it doesn't matter what we have here, we're only going to look for a difference. So this rabbit is our control, and our variable is you're going to go eat wheat. So I'm going to save this. Very simple instructions here. How much do I have to eat? Just a little bit? Well, what are you thinking about eating? A piece of toast or? Oh, it's just a piece of bread. A piece of bread would be fine. How large? How much do I have to eat? A slice, maybe? Okay. Can you manage that? Oh, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to keep this and come back to it because this is our time domain test of whether or not this bread is going to change this vocal print. What we would like to see is the same thing all the way across.
And if we get more coherence like that, more balance, we know that bread's good for you.
Do I stay on or hang up and call back?
Well, I'm going to have you hang up because I'm going to have Karen call.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay, we have this saved. Now we're going to use a different kind of vocal print for Karen. She is reporting a sensitivity to electrical impulses. And we're going to, Karen, go ahead and call me. You've got the number. We're going to use a program called Audacity with her. And you can download this from Audacity, and I'm typing this into the chat, .sourceforge, F-O-R-G-E, .net. Now download the 2.2, I think it directs you to, unless you have a Mac, and then there's a different kind. Karen, I have unmuted your mic.
I don't have a telephone number.
I sent it to you in the chat.
Well, it passes so fast I can't catch it.
You can scroll up on it.
Where is that? Up on the top?
Do you see where all the names of people are?
Okay.
Okay, I'll just give it to you. It's 740 698 1881, and that's our studio number.
Okay.
So just call us back, and we'll try to get something cleaner. Now, one of the questions before we started was, can you use a VoIP phone? Can you use a cell phone? Both VoIP and cell phones are filtered. Like a good microphone for somebody singing, they're filtered so that only certain frequencies get through. It may be that her VoIP phone only allows FF sharp and G. It may be that that's what her voice really is. So you try not to use a VoIP phone, which is an internet phone. Skype doesn't work well either. It narrows everything down because in order to have all these different frequencies, they have assigned, okay, your phone company can have this range, your phone company can have this range. Karen, are you calling us?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
I don't have a choice of phone, so,
okay, well, we'll just see how it does.
Okay.
If not, we'll try to do it straight through the computer if it ends up being a very limited phone. We can also check and see if her phone is limited by running a nano voice, and you can open many of these at once. Okay, is this you, Karen?
Yes, it is. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, and you have a echo. Turn off your speaker on your computer or walk away from your computer because we're hearing you twice.
Okay, is this any better?
We're still getting you through the speaker.
I wouldn't know how to turn the speaker on. This is on a computer off. It's not my machine.
I'm going to see if I can turn my speaker off temporarily. Okay, now talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, remind me to turn my speaker back on so we can talk to better. Yes, it is much better.
Okay.
So you're going to go ahead and start. You're going to talk 30 seconds, and we're also going to see what's going on with your nano voice at the same time. So go ahead and talk to us about your allergies to electricity.
Okay. This began quite a while ago. I noticed it when I was working in some of the buildings that were really highly electrified. In fact, one of them I was really proud of because I collapsed from it. It's been going on and it's getting worse and more things are going in. Cell phone towers, smart meters, building monitors, lasers close. It's one thing after another. Also the TV antennas or those big dishes that they have. There's cases right now where I get so busy when I'm in some of this stuff. I'll even walk up to my own front door, which I think might be a collection point. And
okay, stop. We got it. We got 504 here, so we're going to put Karen H, and we're talking about sensitivity to electricity. Now we know there's an SENSI left out too.
Would that include radio waves?
It could, and there is a way that you can test all of this. If you get a little AM radio, and you can buy them at Radio Shack for about $10, and it has to be battery so you can travel around your house, turn it to an empty station between 900 and 700 kilocycles, an empty station, then walk around. Go to your electrical outlets and see if they squawk and scream. If they are, pull your radio away until that stops, double that space, and then don't go near that point. You can do the same with your telephone, with your computer, and you can test all of your house with this. There may be radio waves coming through your house if you can't find any empty station at all, or there's an empty station in this room but not in that room. So test all corners of your house, east, west, north, south. So turn the radio.
We do live very close to a big transmitting tower for one of the major stations in the Twin City area.
That may be the problem, but you find a space where there's how do I say that? Find a place in your house where there's nothing coming through that radio.
Okay.
700 to 900 kilocycles is the problem that area that humans have. So you're going to use that little radio, and you can buy big devices. You can buy thousands of dollars in devices, but this little $10 radio will do just the same. This is Dietrich Lutke's work. If you want to look it up on the internet. So you try. I think it's Leudke.
Okay.
Lutke. Dietrich Lutke. So find a place where there is an empty station, and that's your safe place. That's your place where nothing is coming in. You put your chair right there, and that's where you live. But in the meantime, let's find out what's going on. And I don't think we were loud enough. So I am going to go ahead and save this wave file, export it at Karen H. Electrical. Now, these are the computer programs that the one we're going to use now is the one that we are giving away for free. We just gave away the nutrition one. I think the next one is muscle performance. I think there's also a nano voice class coming up. I think it's this Saturday. So if you're not on our list to get announcements about this free class, let us know. I'll put a phone number in here for you guys. 740-698-9119. Oh, I just sent that to Joan alone, and I wanted to send it to everybody. So that you can call and get on our list. Or if you have somebody that you want us to put on the list, or if you want to put this on your, and put the area code, 740. If you want to put this on your Facebook, this particular class that we're doing right now is going to be broadcast for the next week. Now, if you look at this little teeny stuff here, I think as I play it, it's not loud enough. And I won't even know until I turn on my own speaker here. Okay, my speaker's back on. Let's see if we can hear this. No, we can't even hear it. And I think I have this turned on the right way. Yeah, it's just way too low. Let's see if I have my speaker turned down. We'll probably have to do this again. Or my microphone. My microphone I could turn up a bit. But that's all I can do. This is not good because you can't hear it. Balance. You need that kind of in between. We got the right mic. Okay, let's talk another 30 seconds and let's see if you can speak a little louder this time, okay?
Same thing that I said before.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Let me turn off the mic there, or the speaker. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Go.
My problem started a long time ago, and it seems to affect me. But it's getting worse and worse as smart meters are being installed in my home. People are installing.
We're getting the same problem here, and I don't know why. When I play this, you can't even hear it. Even when I turn the speaker up as loud as it'll go. So I don't know what the problem is there.
It might be my phone.
Well, I can hear you fine on this phone. I just don't know why this is picking up. Let me turn the air conditioner off here. It may be, that may be interfering. This microphone picked it up fine on the other computer program. I just can't figure out why it's not picking it up here. Okay, say a few words now.
Can you hear me now, or is it still just very quiet?
It's still just very, very quiet.
Do I sound okay on your telephone?
Absolutely. It's just not, this microphone is not picking it up, but it's picking it up for the other program, which doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. I am going to turn on the speaker. Okay, speak now.
I'm starting the sentence I was a while back where I was talking about...
Okay, stop. I'm going to see if I can pick it up from the speaker. Okay, start now.
My problem began very many years ago when I was exposed to some electrical field.
We're not getting it that way either, and I don't know what the problem is. I could jack this straight in. That's all kind of crazy. And if you shout really loud, there's an echo because I have the speaker on, Gina, trying to see if I can get it from both of them, from the speaker or the telephone. So I'm just not picking this up. And I'm kind of stumped here. Anybody have any suggestion here? It's turned up as loud as it'll go. I could look at the mixer, but I think the mixer's turned up loud too. It is. Well, I could turn up the WebEx, but I don't think that's going to make a difference. Can you just try talking really loud?
I felt like I'm at a football field shouting. I found the left of the button to turn the volume on my son's machine up, but that's all the way up to the top as well. I don't know if this is making a difference, but the frequencies get to the point where I can fall off my front doorstep. I think I'm a collection point, and it's just really strong. I'm not the only one with this problem. I've had other people come to visit, and they come up to my door and they say, "This is terrible." It's gotten to the point where I don't sleep in my house. I'm going outside in order to get some rest. That's the end of it.
It is, but there's no reason why this shouldn't be picking this up. I'm just too dumb to see it.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna see if this will work anyway, and see what we can find. My expectation is that we're gonna probably find Now, why do I have a WAV file? Oh, that's the other one I need to do too. That one wasn't loud enough. I'm going to see if the computer can pick up the difference. It may just pick up nothing, but I'm going to try it anyway. So we're going to save this one over here for now. Is there control in Audacity? There is a boost. I just don't know where it is. Let's see if this will work. If this won't work, it just won't come in and do anything. So this is another one of the programs that you can get for free. And this one is located, for those of you who are new, I'm going to put in a secret stash here for people. soundhealth.com/radiationclass.html. And on that site, you can download the radiation program and also the Abacus program and register it there automatically. You don't have to call us at all. So let's see if we can bring this in and what's going to happen. The computer is more sensitive than I am. It does give us something. That's incredible. That's wonderful. So Karen H-2 online. I wouldn't have thought that was going to be a good one. And I'm going to put in 12-12-12. Just fake a birthday here. Female and electrical sensitivity. SENSITIVITY. 14 cycles per second in this first dip. That's a big one. That's your highest high. So what we're going to do is just punch this little circle where it says points right here and let the computer choose the problem. So it's chosen 16, 109, 240, and so forth. These are called sonostats. And each one of them tell us something else. We don't have time to go into that in this very, very short class. I want to take these frequencies. The computer has an algorithm that it goes through and picks the frequencies. The dark gray is where the frequencies are coherent, and outside of that, on the top, those frequencies are too high, and on the bottom, those frequencies are too low. There's not enough of them. So we would go look at this 305 and find out what that is. We'd go look at this 878 and find out what that is. So we're going to let the computer do the work. So I'm going to save this list of frequencies. Karen online. Now we're ready to go to work. We're going to look at allergies. This is some of the public software, a lot of it which we are providing to people in this series that we're doing. I think there's 7 softwares: PTSD, Parkinson's, countervailing pollution, which is chemtrails and flu and toxins, nutrition, muscles, allergies, biodiet, and pre-vaccination risk factors. So over the next few months, we will be providing the software to the public. You can get rid of this. Now, all I have to do is find that file again, which should be in our July class. HIJ, okay. Should be right there. And it's going to give us a list of what all of these frequencies are. I don't want to look at pathogens right now, or toxins. I don't need genes or medications or herbs or activators. I'll come back and look at those. But right now, I just want to look at her amino acids. Maybe I'll do activators, because if we're looking for glutathione, the main problem when there's an electrolyte issue is the body doesn't have a way to use its minerals. Potassium, sodium, iodine, is about magnesium, manganese. So I'm going to hit this little button. It's that easy. Just hit this button, and it will begin to give me a report. First, I should look and see if there's anything dealing with chemicals. Nothing. How about electrolytes? They're called cell salts, too. So we could look at cell salt. There's nothing under cell salt. Good grief. Nothing under cell. There's some stuff about cells. Too much stuff about cells. This is the information that it's giving us. Resensitizes receptor cells. So all different kinds of information here. So we're going to go back to the data list and just hit report, and they'll just be popping up. We can begin to see what's going on. This is a node correlate chart. So we're looking at anything that's 4 or more. And we don't have a clear direction of 4 or more. So that was not helpful. Biochemicals, interleukins, leukotrienes, serotonin, nothing there about electrolytes or sensitivities or allergies. Enzymes, bromelain, hay fever, inflammation, nothing helpful there. Rutin may counteract allergies, but we're really looking for minerals. There's part of your problem, selenium. Selenium is about circulation and getting information where it goes in the body. Selenium helps with the immune system. It helps with the integrity of the nerves and integrity of the circulation. Your body's not processing selenium here. We wanted to look at minerals. Let's look at a nutrient assimilation chart. N-U-T-R-I-E-N-T, nutrients. So we're going to look at selenium and see what else makes selenium work. Let's look at minerals. This is available on that radiation chart. It's called a pastel folder, and all this is in here. And there's selenium, always take with vitamin A, E, beta-carotene. That doesn't help us completely, gives us a little hint. We may need to go to a different set of allergies. No, I don't want to print that. I just want to go to the next. Proteins, glycine. There's some glycine allergies. That helps use gluten. Real and low. That helps use the enzyme to make anybody not allergic to wheat. You have egg yolk allergens high. So we know there's some issues there. Okay, it is time for us to go back and check on Joan. So just hold on a second here, Karen.
Okay.
Karen, you're on the phone, so I'm going to ask you to, or I'll just ask Karen. I'll just ask Joan to open her mic. Joan, can you open your mic, or do you need to call in again? I think she's going to need to call in again. So I'm going to hang up on you, Karen.
Should I hang up my phone?
Yes, we'll bring you back in just a little bit.
Okay.
Joan, would you call me now? It's 740-698-1881, and we'll go ahead and it's in 20 minutes. It's 6:30 now. So we're going to go ahead and open another Nano Voice. And we're going to have you read the same passage, but first tell us what you ate.
I ate a slice of homemade whole wheat bread.
may not be any problem at all. What kind of flour are you using?
Organic whole.
Okay, if it was a store-bought, we might have more of a reaction to it. But we don't know what we're going to find. I'm going to open this Velveteen Rabbit, and you're going to start to read again. This is our control. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now, temporarily, it's going to flip on you, but you just, like that, which I didn't want to happen. You can see enough so you can get you started. So go ahead.
What is real? Asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery center before Nanny came to hide in the room. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, where he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up to that, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. Because it takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been rubbed off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose at the joints. It's very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except for people who don't understand. I suppose you are real, said the rabbit, and then he wished he had not said it, for he thought the skin horse might be sensitive, but the skin horse only smiled. So again, what is real? Asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nanny came to the room. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. The thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up to that, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept.
Okay, we finally got it. It took a longer time for you to get through it, and I don't really know why. You went through it twice. But you tell me, girl, as you look at this, did eating that bread narrow your energy field?
You mean looking at the scale?
Yes.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Took away your C, which is all about your circulation. Took away your G, which is use of minerals. Took away your A and your A sharp and your B and your E. I can conclude that that piece of bread is not good for you, and it's stressing your liver, which is D here, and D sharp, which is the delivery of oxygenation to your cells. Now, how do I know that? Because we have a little note correlate chart that tells us what each of these notes mean. And there's D, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and look at what happened here. You went from a score of 78, which is about double normal, because 42 is normal, to a score of 237. So in 20 minutes, you stressed your liver. Here's a score of 52 beforehand, almost normal, and you went to a score of 158. And that D-sharp oxygenation of your cells. So, is wheat good for you?
Doesn't look like it.
Absolutely not. It drains you. And even though I could not hear a difference in the cadence of your voice or how fast or slow you talked, in the first one, you sort of got through it. And you got through it 1.5 times on the second one. So it sort of gives you a little speech, a little, how do I say that? Sort of speeds you up, like kind of makes you nervousy?
I don't know whether it was easier reading it the second time because I'd already been through it.
Okay. But to get through it 1.5 times, wait, and looking at this. Let's see if there's any, here's some hidden things. Look at how separated that is. When things are separated like that, the actual body is separated. Is there any more coherence up here? Well, there's a problem through F and F sharp. It's not connected. So your allergies are through your kidneys. F and F sharp is lacking. So it could be thymopoietin or erythropoietin. Could be your kidneys aren't filtering. You have nothing there, no energy, particularly after you read. Well, I shouldn't say that. Even before you read, there was no F and F sharp. Look at all your energy kind of draining down into that F and F sharp.
Now, I haven't had a lot of energy.
We need to get your liver or your kidneys cleaned up. There is Sarazyme. It's herbs. It's very gentle, and it'll help support the kidney. It's KDY is what they call it. Lita, L-I-T-A, Lee, L-E-E.com. Does evaluations and can get you in touch with some of these herbs. But in your case, and just using a very simple nano voice, which is free, just read the rabbit song or whatever it's poem, and you can tell homemade, whole wheat should not be in your diet. It saps you. It saps your energy.
I have another question. At home, I did use the mic, and I got totally different results.
From this?
Yeah.
Were you talking about exactly the same thing?
No.
Okay, this is topic specific. You need to be talking about the same thing.
Okay. I was just talking to Karen.
Okay. Karen. Oh, I put Karen's up here instead of yours. Look at that. Wow. Need to go back and get yours. That's awful.
Also, I noticed I'm on a hardline phone, but I do notice some interference when I'm speaking into it.
I just totally blew this, didn't I? Because I put Karen's up there instead of yours. But we've got the same kind of issue here, that it just blew out your liver. This is Joan Post-Rabbit. Very similar readings, 134, 237. So 100 hits of stress and too much energy running through your liver. 139, 158, that's pretty even. Knocked out your F sharp, a little bit of G, changed octaves on your G, and G sharp it knocked out. So your stress, let's see, from D to G sharp. So it's giving you enzyme problems, G sharp. So enzyme production, you might want to look at that. And instead of the KDY, you might just ask Lita, tell her you've been on the show, and we recommended her. She has a little questionnaire if you know what you need, and yours is probably digestive enzyme, because your D is way too tall here, and its balancer is G sharp. Let me go ahead and save your post-rabbit so we don't lose it.
Why would there be so much difference between what I did with the microphone that talks about me and reading the rabbit?
Your rabbit is control, and we read it both times. Now, if you were an actor, like, Let's realize the rabbit one day, you know, if you had more animation in there that you're reading, and that's going to be really different than you just talking about something. You're not allowed to read or count or recite when you're doing this for you really just talking. But for this test of the rabbit, I got to turn this air conditioner back on. I'm stifled here. It is in the high 90s today, and it's just been so... Absolutely. That's what I said by the control. We're reading so that we're reading the same thing both times, and the variable becomes your slice of bread. So you wouldn't be reading the rabbit if you were just talking about your energy, for instance. So a big difference. So how to do allergy testing just with the little one there. So we're going to go, thank you. Yes, and we'll have Karen call back. So this is Karen's, and we should say allergies. We're playing roulette here with the telephone, and I did not save this one, so I need to do that. Okay, so we have Karen's here that I tried to pawn off on Joan, and we also have her allergy program. We need to look at electrolytes for her. I don't think we have a program specific for electrolytes, but selenium is a problem. Let's go look at, I don't know if we'll find it, but I'm going to look at it anyway. Let's look at hyperhealth. Because I really don't know what we're looking for. So and we'll look at electrical sensitivity, so it'll tell us what we need to look for in your chart. The only thing I know with electrical sensitivity is glutathione and methionine. Both of those are in a program called GAD. Let's just go look at that real quick and see if we can see if you have any of those enzymes in stress. GADs. This is about the enzymes to use minerals. And we can pop this into any of the programs that we want. We left that in the desktop under July. So let's just look and see. Enzymes, toxins. We don't need the correlate chart. We already have that. See if we could find any glutathione in here. Urea is high, involved in GAD utilization. And GAD is an enzyme that's used for cell communication. There's 2 enzymes associated with it. Now this is low, an enzyme. One, you know, I can't even pronounce it. Pyrroline. Oh, we'll go look it up too. I don't know about that one. I'd have to find it. Now, this is a genome, GAD67, and this tells me that there is a sensitivity to blood sugar. GAD65 is just plain old wheat allergies, and this is GAD67. And this can make you jittery and nervous when you have this kind of thing going on. Do you ever get anxious, Karen?
Only when I'm very short of time and think they're overwhelming. Why am I pretty low key?
Okay. Just trying to think of another computer program we could use to look at this. So you do have some genetic issues of not being able to use wheat causing an allergen or an inflammation. You know, this may be inflammation. So just stick with me here and let's go looking at this. Let's look at inflammation. Let's see if there's any reason for electrolyte inflammation or cellular inflammation. Each of these programs have different sets with them. A flavonoid that it's low, but it doesn't say anything about electrical inflammation. A chemical, no, that's not it. Rutin, oh, probably not it. There's a selenium again. Pregnenolone high, that wouldn't cause any electrical interference. Bromelain and trypsin, that wouldn't either. Glucosamine might, and it's high. It might cause some of the electrical symptoms. So nothing really there. Let's go see what we should be looking at in this HyperHealth. And you can get a free trial of this by going to our soundhealthoptions.com, and at the bottom there's a free trial. So let's see electrical activity, electrical puncture, electrodermal analysis, electrodermal testing.
Could it be radio frequency?
Could be, but I don't know if there's radio frequency. Yes, it could be. Radioactive isotopes, radioactivity. No. You know, one of the things that I have recently heard is people who are radiation poisoned have a sensitivity to electricity because their cells aren't signaling correctly. That's another program we could look at. So I'm kind of stumped here, as you probably can tell. So let's look at radiation, PQRS, radiation rescue, and see if you've got radioactivity in there causing this. Because it certainly interferes with the ability of the cells to talk to each other. Now I'm just going to uncheck all of them and look at the isotopes. So you were talking about radio waves, but I'm talking about poisonous radioisotopes. Now when I hit report, nothing came up, so that's not it either. I'm going to go to a different program that you guys aren't supposed to see. This is one of our programs for professionals, and I'm going to drop your information in there, and I'm going to get a root cause for what's happening. I'm looking at numbers over here. Okay, you have a problem with catecholamine. This is a cell signaling enzyme. I'm going to go to the internet, or I'll just go back to HyperHealth and see if I can find it.
What did you call it?
It's COMT. That's what the root cause is coming up. Catecholamine methyltransferase. This is what our professional computer program is telling me that is your root cause. It also tells me that you have a potassium issue, and when we put those two numbers together, we get nerve sheathing, so that your electrical system isn't working correctly. Now, this would be a problem that you couldn't do if you only had these little public programs. I had to go to the professional program and look at the numbers and figure it out. But this is an enzyme that helps the body signal any time there's a nerve impulse. And it also deals with something called periaxin, which helps replenish the nerves, and something called myotubularin that is often in stress when somebody has Parkinson's, and it's from the same root cause. So it says, these herbs may inhibit the excessive activity of COMT. Yours, you don't have enough activity, so we'd want to stay away from those things. Quercetin may inhibit COMT, don't want that. Magnesium is a cofactor. Now, I didn't see magnesium in your chart. We could go back and look at these templates. I think I have a template for magnesium. That's not something I wanted. I want COMT. Oh, I switched to the common cold. That was dumb. So these are cofactors, SAMI and magnesium. Let's see if I have a database for magnesium. Here's all my templates. Not all of them, but some of them. And here's a template for the use of magnesium. You have, if you have 2 or 3 of these, it's a problem. This is like red flag, incredible. And 2 pieces of it is genetic. So let me go look at your numbers. This is the professional stuff that we're doing this week. This is what people come to class all week for. We are concentrating on muscles and cell signaling this week. Do you have magnesium in stress? No, I don't see plain magnesium.
Now, I've been taking a lot of magnesium twice a day. Does that have any effect on any of this?
Well, if these turn up to be too high, yes. I'm going to try. Well, this says it's high. It's 1743, but it's a genetic issue. It's red. Keep losing that. See, that's a genetic issue. There are whole families that have problems with just using magnesium. Most of this is high. You got too much of it and you aren't participating. Your body's not using it. You have a couple of things that is a low here, serotonin and it looks like pyruvic acid. So we begin to look at these, and I'm going to open a database here and see if I can find any cell salts, any magnesium cell salts in particular. And I'm just typing in the database here. There is something called Biomag, and it is magnesium that has been made bioavailable. Okay. You have two magnesium cell salts that aren't being translated. That means that at a cellular level, your body doesn't have access to magnesium.
What causes that, or what would correct that?
In your case, it's genetic. See these numbers? Genetic. Something genetically in your system. Now, we can trace that down, but not on this short little hour that we have together. Where are you located, Karen?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Boy, I don't think we have anybody close to you. Iowa. Marty Ray and Carolyn, can't remember her last name, would probably be closer to you than anybody else. But this needs taken care of using frequency, because you just can't go by receptors for magnesium and make them work and make things work genetically. You just can't do it. It's not available.
Is there anybody in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. There's a map on our site, or you could call tomorrow and ask them to look up, because they're just now updating the site. I know there's somebody in Michigan, southern Michigan, one state away there. But if you're going to Wisconsin, you might as well come here.
That's what I was going to say. You're not that far away. I think you're only about 600 miles.
We are on the southeastern side of Ohio, near West Virginia. Way at the bottom of the state. So magnesium cell salts, I think, are causing that problem with COMT. And you can't go by COMT either. We could go look at this at root cause, because this is really mapping. Oops, I'm being reminded that we're out of time here. Let's see if we could do this one last mapping thing and get a root cause for you. Now, I'm going to open a map here. This is a map that we use, and you didn't have anything in SNF Sharp that I was trying to give to Joan, so the kidney stuff would show up here. This is 1, detox, 2, how you make energy, 3, how your body repletes its DNA, and 4 and 5, how the body uses its resources. So I'm going to see if I can move some of this over so we can do it together, maybe. Now, I probably ought to put it over there, because as soon as I start this, they're going to flip all up here. MTRR, that's, let me put this over here. MTRR is here, and it's a genetic, anything in this blue box is genetic issue dealing with methionine. So going into this methionine, dimethylglycine, trimethylglycine, which feeds your muscles their energy, is going to be in stress. And this is a protein that's low. There's the problem, or the piece of it, big piece of it right there. MAOA. Genetic again, and see how that directly relates to that COMT. So this shows us a map that the COMT is in stress because the MAOB is in stress, and that's, again, a genetic issue. MTRR activator, so we have that in here twice. Nitric oxide is high. We need to look at nitric oxide synthase. Chronic elevation can produce, that's in there twice. That means that appeared twice in your chart. Let's see where that kink is. I don't even remember that one. PER something. Anybody see it in here? There it is, right there. And that BH4 is tetrahydrobiopterin. That leads directly to the kidney stress. I don't know if you can buy whatever that is. It's too little for me to see. See if I can make it bigger here. PEROXYN. I don't even know what that is. PEROXYNT. PEROXY. It's something that makes free radicals. Look at that. And selenium is very helpful, and we already found that. So it's just cleaning up the garbage of the body. Selenium you can get from Brazil nuts.
Just from the what?
Brazil nuts.
Oh, Brazil nuts.
So we already got where that's coming from. Serotonin low. That is the wake-up chemical. It also keeps all of your brain chemicals doing what they ought to do. So you can look up a lot of this on the HyperHealth. That's free for you for a trial. So we know it starts here with this peroxytrate, whatever it is, and that leads to the tetrahydrobiopterin to the kidney, down to this MAOB, causing a problem with COMT. This map is probably one of the most important programs we have ever written, because it gets you to the root cause, and we need to start right here and get rid of the free radicals out of your system that are just causing havoc with your electrical impulses. When you have the COMT and stress, electrical impulses don't go where they ought to go. That is a lot of information. It's much more than I should have shared here while we're on this public forum. But it shows you the strengths and the depths of what we can do. We invite all of you to attend our classes. We have a free class coming up this next Saturday. We also have a muscle class coming up the next Saturday. We have a Guardian program where you get computer programs every month. This month is adrenal burnout. Now that's another one we should have run you through, Karen, adrenal burnout. We don't have time to do that. It is 7:15. I've got another show at 8 that I've got to get ready for. I certainly appreciate all of you being here and being a part of this. If you liked what you saw and you can see the depth of this, the potential of it for future medicine, please share this link, which will be up on our site tomorrow. Share the link with your Facebook and your friends. Help us share this. Help us get it to everyone. There's no reason why anybody shouldn't be involved. It takes time, yes, but it's free. So if you really want to help your fellow man and make some money along the way, join us next time. Thanks for being here. We didn't look at predictive, Lawrence, but we should have. That's a good point. I'll go back and look.